Well, here we go! This is the final episode of our FNAF movie vlog series, and this is a very, very special video. We met Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy before, but now it's time to meet the actors behind those mascot costumes. The incredibly talented Jess, Jade, and Kevin. These legends actually came in on their day off to speak to us about all things FNAF, their craft, and bringing the animatronics to life. And let me just say that they are geniuses. Oh, and they also tried to teach us how to become animatronics. Yeah. So sit back, relax, and get hyped for the future of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Hello? Hello? Well, if you're hearing this, then...
Like and subscribe.
Hello. I tell you what, the easiest way to do is start off by introducing yourself to everybody.
My name's Jade Kindermartin, and I play Bonnie.
I'm Kevin Foster, and I play Freddy Fazbear.
I am Jess Weiss, and I play Chica.
Awesome, awesome. So, I suppose we'll just go from the very beginning. How did you hear about the job?
Well, Andy, the stunt coordinator, who you've met, there's a conversation between him and one of the producers about who's going to play the characters. He said, why don't we put stunt people in the suits? And it's a great idea. And so when it's when you're looking in the stunt community to fill roles, it really falls on the stunt coordinator. So Andy basically said, well, who's the right sizes and have the skills to do this type of performance? And he landed on us and basically just called us up and said, hey, I got this movie.
Okay, so you guys are actually stunt
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really one phone call. He's like, you know this game Five Nights at Freddy's? I was like, yeah, I've heard of it.
I'd never heard of it.
I did hear of it a little before because I have an 8.5-year-old son, so a lot of his friends played it, and I said, hey, Braden, you know Five Nights at Freddy's, right? He's like, yeah, I don't play it, but as soon as this job came up,
we
started playing it.
That's very different to what you're used to doing, right? Because it seems like what you do on stage is quite robotic stuff. You don't do any like high octane kind of stuff.
Right.
So it's just basically like doing the robot on stage. So is that more chilled for you, or is it? I guess because the head's pretty heavy, isn't it? So.
It is. Yeah, it is deceptively hard to stand still. It really is. So it's kind of like we're trying to stand still, and I kind of look through whatever cracks. I don't know how you guys do it. I look through whatever crack, and I see the background moving just a little bit. So it's constantly flexing and releasing, flexing and releasing. Try to stand still, because as soon as you kind of waver or breathe or something like that, it gives away to human. And that was from the get-go. Emma, the director, was really, really adamant that she does not want to give away that we're humans in suits.
So no breathing. You know,
Hold your breath.
I've been breathing in my stomach.
You do.
Like just that kind of breathing, not doing any kind of
proper deep breathing.
The good thing is there's a little bit of space between the suit and us, so you've got room to move.
Hey there, how you doing? Sorry for interrupting the interview, but I just gotta give Jess, Jade, and Kevin a good old thank you very much from the FNAF community and me personally for enjoying what they have put together. They brought the animatronics to life, and seeing them on the big screen, I could not tell at parts who was actually a robot and when they were in the suits. That is how good they were. They are geniuses. If there is a FNAF movie too, I hope they're brought back on board because their work is incredible. I want to interview them again, if possible. I've not spoken to them about it yet. It all has to go through Scott and probably Blumhouse as well, but I would love to talk to them again about how they feel now the film is out, how they enjoyed it, if they watched it themselves, and what they think of the audience reaction and the future of the Five Nights at Freddy's in the movie world. I would love to interview them again, and I would love your input too. So if you have a question that you would like to ask any of the actors, pop it down in the comment section below. Keep it clean, keep it about FNAF. I don't think they want to talk about their breakfast, so ask them what their favourite animatronics are, etc. So pop your questions down in the comment section below, and I would also love to know, have you seen the film yourself? I hope so, because it's peak! But if you have, give it a score out of 10. I would love to see what you all think. I'm still giving it an 8 out of 10. I've watched it so many times at this point. 8 out of 10 is the score I would give it. What would you give it? Let's get back to the interview.
I was going to say, it must be harder for you, Jess, because you have to hold that cupcake.
Yeah. So the cupcakes, the cupcake that I hold is a stunt cupcake, so it weighs less than the animatronic one.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, but it's still heavy. So
it's
like holding. Hold The way I hold it, the way that they've rigged it is that there's a bar, so I put my arm in it like this,
Okay.
and I can hold it like that.
Yeah.
But still, it's working a lot of muscles, so it's like holding like a dictionary.
Right.
You know, for
We can hear the person on the thing, so do you want to change arms quickly whilst we...
Yeah, hold rest. Yeah.
What about the guitar? Is the guitar heavy?
Actually, it is. It's like it's massive, like hard foam, but it's probably 7 pounds or 8 pounds.
Yeah.
And definitely if the strap. Yesterday, the strap came in, and all of a sudden my whole head went sideways. I'm like, there's something wrong. Like I couldn't move my head. And oh yeah, sorry, the strap.
It's funny when there's something wrong like that. It's like we have no idea what's causing it because we can't see anything.
Yeah.
It was like my head wants, like yesterday, my head for some reason wanted to turn sideways. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And it turns out the chin strap had gotten loosened on just one of the 4 sides, and I was like, okay, let's try this. You know, until you fix it, you have no idea what the problem is.
Is the microphone built into the hand? Do you feel that weight at all?
I don't. It's it's all foam and it's really light. So
it's very deceptive. The suit. I had a feel of the suits. They're very light, but I'm guessing the heads. They're very heavy, right?
the head is the
They're heavy and you know the range of motion is smaller than you know we can't do all of that and so it definitely, I mean, I've definitely felt muscles building just these last couple of weeks. Like, oh yeah, wow, that neck muscle wasn't there before. They're just pushing, you know, and you're trying to keep it.
Free massages on Blumhouse, right?
I think that's a great idea. I think you should have a top
union rep. Get onto the union.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I definitely have my chiropractor. Set times that I'm going to.
It was really nice to have that first weekend after working like 3 or 4 days straight. You go, okay, let's chill, let the pain go away, hit the hot tub. You know, that
we
helped
cooked
a
in the
lot.
hot tub for like a day.
So moving on from that, depending on your activity, do you have set times you're allowed to be in the suit? Because obviously you would go as long as you want, at the time as long as you feel that you could, but is there like legally, how long can you be in the suit before they're like, nope, we have to have a break?
Yeah, no, there's a definite, there's a 15 minute hard kind of like, okay, now we've reached the 15-minute mark. And it's from the time we put on the heads, and then you kind of time it out. We'll push it. There's no legal binding from SAG or from any kind of organization. It's just through Andy, the stunt coordinator, and us saying, okay, how long do we want to spend in these? Okay, 15, 20 minutes is a good time before, you know, we can get a shot or two in, and then let's take the heads off.
And it does depend on what we're doing too. Some movements or positions are harder than others, and sometimes we do push it a lot. And especially too, you know, we've kind of been talking about it when we're on the martini shot. We got one shot left. It's like, let's just power through and get out of here, you know. But then there was another time where I was doing something that was really straining, and I think it was about 3 minutes. It's like, you know, I go one left, one more, last one.
I heard you said that, and I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, I didn't want to call it.
But I had to. I was like, it's really, you know, the 15 is a suggestion. And then we adjust from there.
But it's really nice when the 15 and 20 comes and they're like, oh, we have to get the heads off. We're like, yes, you do.
So taking the shoes off after a long day.
Let the puppies breathe.
I noticed that it was like once I get out of the helmet or the head and the backpack, like my posture has completely changed. I'm like,
oh, you feel so much lighter.
It does feel good.
So how long did you spend preparing for the movements and stuff? Did you study any of the games to see what the movements were like?
We studied the games, watched some YouTube videos, and we had a 4-week rehearsal period. So the first week was, let's get in these things and see what looks animatronic, you know, and how would they walk. We spent a lot of time walking, and a lot of time really focusing on, you know, what we learned was the more you can isolate one joint moving at a time. When you start moving like 2 joints at a time in 2 different planes, it's a giveaway. So we really try to isolate the movements, and found that makes it look really robotic.
I mean, that particularly for you, Jess, there was this, well, I'm not allowed to talk about certain scenes. There was a movement that you did that we just couldn't tell there was a person inside the suit at all. Like you all, like I remember when we first met you guys, we were like, are there people in those suits? It was, when someone said yes, I was like, oh my, okay, wow, you did a fantastic job.
That's hilarious, because I was sure that you guys knew.
Yeah.
Nobody told us that. I think they did that on purpose.
Because they told us to not speak to you.
Yeah.
So, but I was like, you know, and then when I opened my arms and I went like this, and you're like, oh, Bonnie wants to hug, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of a funny thing.
What's so fantastic about that as well is that you guys are so in sync with the people who control the facial animation. So you'd lean forward, they're kind of squinty eyes, they're trying to, you're trying to look at it.
Yeah, and they're watching too. They're really focused on us, either off the side or when in there they've got monitors so they can tell what our bodies are doing and match it to that. So we have no idea what's happening at all.
I mean, I could definitely hear, and it's like, oh, it's like, you know, I'll go down and I hear it click, click, and I'm like, that was and then I can feel the ears moving. My head, they're heavy.
It's like when you almost crushed me to death. The face that they put.
Chica almost crushed you.
Sorry, Chica almost crushed me to death. The face that they put on you was absolutely sinister
looking.
Oh,
that's great. Yeah, so they're so in sync. It's so cool.
You gotta watch out for Chica.
Oh yeah, sure.
So did you spend a lot of time working with the robotic controllers at Jim Henson so that you were in sync?
Not as much time as
they were with us in the 4-week rehearsal period. So they got to see our movements. We got to interact with them. So we got to know each other.
And they're bomber with. That's what they do. I mean, you know, we're stunt people, and that's what we do. But they're puppeteers. So that all those movements and those eyes are professional coming through. You know?
Everything synced together so well. It all looked automatic. It looked really good, and everybody's perfectly in sync, and it looks like you spent years together working. It's incredible. I think we were saying earlier on that sometimes we would just walk around the corner to the little TV stations where we were watching the action that was getting filmed, and you would have to think to yourself, are you in the suit or is it the robots? Because the movement is that spot on. It's going to be very difficult for people to say that's a human. You would have to. You'd be guessing. You wouldn't know.
And I feel like that conversation is going to happen a lot online when the movie comes out.
Oh
Well, that would be a big thing. If it didn't work, you would break out of it immediately. The immersion would be ruined. You're like, that's a man in a suit. But from what we've seen so far, and when we interact, especially when we interacted with you, when we got to meet you, like you weren't filming. But you were still in it, and that meant a lot to us.
Oh, good.
We got some really good moments on film.
It was probably the most fun I've had watching your reaction to leaving us in the suits. Everything we did, like we got exactly the reaction we wanted.
That's good.
So because just before that, it was like they were all basically on the floor at some point. So that's why we were thinking like, are they in there? But then when you're all next to Foxy as well, because Foxy isn't being operated like it makes it more believable that nobody's in your shoes either. So it's really, really good.
One thing I wanted to ask is, would you be able to teach us, like, give us like a tutorial on how to do the movements?
I think so.
That'd be cool to record.
And it gets kind of fun. You find yourself like.
We could teach you the 3 movements, and you guys could do the
Chica, and we could just
we could do that.
We could try that, for sure.
Because that's an easy. Because I think we all have like 3 movements, right?
For the
because that's really it. That dance, dance, and that whole thing.
When the power, there was a certain thing that happened. I can't obviously say what happened, but the power kind of comes on, and you all in sync came to life. And that was what kind of. Once again, we're like, are there people in those suits? That was too well timed for that time.
Well, now we've got little earpieces. So they've got microphones that Andy, the stunt coordinator, Emma, the director, they can just tell us what to do on the spot.
It's a little higher, a little lower.
I think it's the fact that you boot up like a robot, like you would it like.
You could see.
Can we say Chuck E. Cheese? Can we say that? But you boot up like it is an animatronic show, one of these old school 90s, 80s diners, and you press the button, and then you've just come.
And that was specifically something we rehearsed too. Come to life. It says "come to life" in the script. It's like, okay, what does that mean? How does it look?
You nailed it. For sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, there was basically, Andy and Kevin wrote up like a 53-page movement Bible that had all of the movements of each of each of us, and so then we could just go through. Oh, this is the movement he needs to do on this scene, and this is the movement he needs to do on this scene.
It's like a dissertation on movement.
And so then we could just really go through and say, okay, now that's how we come to life, or that's how we do this, and then again, it's all about thinking what's in an animatronic costume. Like what is in that makes it do that? Is it like how do the hips move? So then that's how we have to walk, and how are they built here? So that's how we have to move that.
It's good. It was your walking as well at one point as well. You're just like. It was just so spot.
That was the hardest. For me, it was the hardest. The walk. It's definitely putting your mindset into being a robot, because you walk and you don't really think about it.
You just go, don't you?
And then it's like, okay, now I have to isolate and be a little bit jerky with the movement, and
you did a great job. Obviously, we're not allowed to go into the specifics. There's so many things that we want to say, but we're not going to be allowed to.
Well, we'll do it again after the movie.
That's when Freddy did the backflip. Paused in the air.
All the things we wanted to say before but couldn't.
Right.
It all. But the hard thing about the walking too is it's hard to not move any other part of your body, to move as little as possible. So we're just in there flexing our entire body to maintain that it's one piece, and then just move the legs so we can go forward.
And then the slightest movement will just make it wiggle a little. And it's just
you just can't do that. Just look human. And that's the opposite effect. No, but if you could show us some robo movements, that would be really good.
To end this.
We need some music.
We'll get the music.
Why don't we get into position and then one of you say and action?
Okay. Okay. Stunt double. Take one. And action. This is either going to go tragically. So tragic. Okay, we'll break it down into pieces. Right? And swing around like this. Does it matter if we do this in sync? Like if I move this way,
Sometimes it's great though. Sometimes we get into you turn and I go up at the same time, and it's like we kind of
I don't know. I'm not holding anything. I'm like, well, it's just this actually so
stiff, like chest. Right in the chest.
And like there's a pole going
And sometimes while I'm down, I'll give a little head turn towards the audience. And then back and up. All right. Okay. So get in position. All right. Rolling. And
hit it, guys.
It's so good. It's so good.
If they need more in the second movie, there we go. Okay, well I'm out.
Thank you.
So, did we get the golden buzzer?
I think so. We've got a new job, buddy. No X's from us.
Oh, awesome. Wow,
I don't know how you do that movement for as long as I can feel it here, and I'm not wearing any suit or anything.
I'm not even holding anything, and I'm still.
I'm making you.
So good. Well, thank you so much for coming in on your day off to speak to us and do a little interview, and two, thank you very much for all your hard work so far. From what we've seen, everyone's going to love it. I don't just go out your way, but see if you can figure out when somebody is in a suit and when they're not, because I genuinely don't think people are going to be able to spot it. Is there anything else you'd like to ask us? Not that we know anything.
We read the script, so...
That's true, they know more than us.
You guys have all beat the games, yeah?
Yeah, we've beaten all the games. This guy's a master at them.
I might need help on night 5.
That's fine.
I'm stuck on night 5 right now.
Yeah.
So I maybe give me a call.
Hey, you got to get that night 5 paycheck. That's the only way you're getting out of here.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
You got to do that night 5.
Yeah, I tried playing it on an airplane and I jump scared myself. I'm like, no, I can't do it. Yeah, I was like, no, I can't. Everybody like looked around.
Have you guys got any socials you want to know about? Are you just off?
It's all just us. I mean, it's all just our names.
Oh, okay.
I think my Twitter is Kevin Foster.
Well, we'll pop all the links down in the description below, so you can go and find them all there and go and see the movie when it comes out. It's going to be amazing. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That was the final Five Nights at Freddy's movie vlog right there. A massive shout out to Jess, Jade, and Kevin for allowing us to interview them. It was absolutely incredible. The fact that they came in on the day off as well is just so cool. The love they have for the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise and the fan base and their craft can just be seen in the performance alone in the movie. So thank you very much. If we do get the opportunity to interview and talk to each other again, that would just really make my year. So hopefully we can put that together. I'll contact you. But thank you very much for everybody at the Blumhouse, the production team, the actors, the staff. Everybody made us feel so welcome. And if there is a Five Nights at Freddy's 2, your boy would love to come along, and I know the other lads would too. So maybe we can put that together. But either way, this was one heck of an experience that I will never ever forget. So Scott, my man, thank you very much, and congratulations on the success of the franchise, because it's just going to keep getting better and better, baby. The future is so bright for Five Nights at Freddy's. Either way, right about my face just now, there's going to be another couple of videos I know you will enjoy, and it's probably going to be one of the vlogs to do with the movie behind the scenes. So if you haven't seen that yet, go and check it out. It is so good. Either way, I've been Razzbowski. You've been the beautiful Raspberries, as always, for watching, and I love each and every single one of you. Goodbye.